Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here, back with some more of our Road to League with Wrexham. We have today the end of the first season at the Premier League. We have stayed up. We're not in a relegation battle. We're going to play the last game of the season against Tottenham. And from there, we'll go through the end of season wrap up with the game, kind of going through what the board thought and kind of how we did this season, but also I'm going to give you my plans based on the finances we have, and it's a little tight, but you'll get an idea of what we're going to do. So without further ado, let's get into this and start with the games that I played between. So with here, I think we left off with Fulham. So I played Norwich. That was a 1-1 tie. They went ahead and scored before the half, but there we just couldn't get anyone else. I think we bounced a couple balls off the post in this one, so weren't able to do much. Luton was a come behind win. They put up, it was 3-1 going into the 60th minute, and then we pounded one with Anton Horning in the 69th, and Jovian Matovic came in and scored in the 86th and then the 94th minute to win that game. So that leads us into Man City, and it was Erling Haaland that started the scoring. He had two goals. Phil Foden, Benjamin Pavard, and Julian Alvarez. We were outmatched completely, even though we're at home. So today we have Tottenham to end the season. Last time we played them at the race course, it was a 0-0 win, and it kind of showed that we might have a possibility to stay up. Now, at this point, I think we're going to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So yeah, we'll see. We did have some injuries. Paul Mullen is of course out. Alford had an injury, Gore had an injury, and then from there, we had an injury of our backup goalkeeper, Ulrich Bruce. He's going to be out 5 weeks to 2 months, so he won't be back until next season. Otherwise, Kwiatkowski has played in a couple of games. We're getting him back up to fitness, and he's playing alongside Zach Allen Santos. There's Vale, Horing, Bayless, and Mardani. Castledine up top with Archer and Montanez. Our super subs for this one, obviously, is going to be Jebison, Figueroa, probably Davies, Jovian, and probably Beige comes in. So we'll kind of see. Get this match underway. At this point, we have reached 40 points. So one more than our projected 39 that I thought this season. And I think we are either locked in here at 14th or 13th, depending on if the Wolves win. If we win, which is highly unlikely, but if we do and they lose, we actually have a proper, well, not proper, because technically proper would be Aston Villa or Norwich, be a proper mid-table save, but it is a low mid-table finish, which is fine. It's kind of what we were aiming for this season, or what we were hoping for. I didn't think we were actually going to achieve it. I thought we'd be in a relegation battle, but hey, it happens. We're going to have Montanez out here for a little bit, probably 45 minutes, and then we'll put in probably Jebison or Figueroa from there. But I do want to get him some time. So let's go forth. Let's do good things. It's going to be a lot of changes. I think we are also going to think about pairing someone with Montanez if we can, a younger striker. And then we go with maybe Jebison as a backup, and maybe we sell Archer. The biggest thing is we can sell these guys to get more cash and to spend more. But the thing is, who do we switch with them? We'll also go through like the stats, like a rough stat outlook. Newcastle obviously won the table at this point. But I kind of go through that and give you my thoughts on what I think about the team after this game throughout the entire season. So let's do some commentary on this game. As Tottenham, well, we're the only game right now. Okay. Good slide tackle there. All doesn't clear it very well. Amy, well, all clears it again. Alvaro Fernandez puts that over the net. No threat there. Emery here with another throw in. Side looking for Torres, and Graysick does save that. I think Graysick will be the guy that we go forward in goal. He hasn't been bad. It's just I think our defense hasn't been necessarily good. Good ball deep. Alvaro Fernandez plays it to Cordoba. Montanez does head it there. Castledine can't. Well, he does stay with it. There we go. Let's have a shot. It is blocked or deflected by a defender. Cordoba can easily do it. Luckily, he didn't actually dive the wrong way. That was our first real shot of the game, too. There's Mardani. Good slide tackle. Good ball over. Archer's going to hit the post. Archer has to put that in the back of the net if we're going to have success here. Okay, come on. Good pressure. Good ball here. Bob is going to actually switch the field. The side puts it way over the net. Another shot that's way over. Rodani does try to clear it. Does get it out of danger. But with the challenge, looking, no shot. And that is deflected by Vale. I'm liking how we're doing right now. I'm liking it. Son's gonna put it in. All's gonna head it out. And that's way over. Here we go, all. Good ball over the top. Mountain. I just can't get there fast enough. And we're going wide. Good cut off there. And Torres puts it in the back of the net. I think he's onside there. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that he's onside. Yep. That's what I thought. I'll turn that on a little bit so I'm a little bit brighter. Okay. He was just onside. We're not getting anything. Let's just go straight balanced, I think. I'm gonna go balanced. Let's see if that actually does anything. I think if we get some better midfield talent to go next to Boring, I think we can finally transition back to an actual decent midfield. But I'm not sure. We'll kind of see. Good slide tackle there. Okay, good ball there. Montanez doesn't win it. I need someone that's going to win the ball over top. Okay. My changes. We're gonna make these changes now. Jefferson's gonna come in. Do that. And then Gordon. Our last one. Let's go Owalu and Base. Go with that. Because we don't want Bukowski to get injured again. Lacroix. Good shot. It is deflected. There's Alvaro Fernandez all by himself. No shot. There we go. Bayless clears it. There's Figueroa. Playing it up. Jebison. That is a hard pass to do, Figueroa. I like the thought, though. Because if that gets through, that is likely a fast break one-on-one with the keeper. There's Alvaro Fernandez. There we go. Good save. That little mess of whatever that is, that has to be a clear. Just clear it down. That's a good ball there. You know what? Since we're not having a good positive push, okay, let's do this. Actually, I like this. All right, there we go. Let's switch it up a little bit. Torres just missed that straight up. Let's go very attacking. Of Murdani as a complete fullback or complete wing back. It's a good ball. We just can't win the header. That's a good pass back. It's a good pass back. We kind of went for broke. I think this is the formation we're going to end up playing next season. Okay. The biggest thing is we just haven't had anyone to be able to like hold the midfield. And I think after Kwiatkowski went down, we had to play a 3-back. But then I went more defensive because I didn't think we'd be able to hold. And it kind of helped us. And now I think at this point, this is the formation we go back to. What? Why did you lose focus? I thought we played well. I really did. I thought we played well. Okay, so that will be the end of the season. With that being said, I'm going to cut here until we get to the end of the kind of end message for the season. Then we'll kind of go through everything, finances, what my ideas are, and from there, I'll tell you what formation we're going to be using, which you already kind of have a hint, and we'll go from there. So, I guess we'll make a cut here. So I'm back with what we kind of have finished, and I'm going to go through all the scouting really fast. We're scouting teams are being relegated, so there's that. So money wise, we have been giving 15.55 million for achieving 14th place in the Premier League. The board is pleased that the team achieved mid-table position, which is good. So what that translates in is we go in with 40k. Our transfer budget from the board is 40 million. Our transfer budget is 43 million. And mind you, this is before we get anything for next season. So this is still this season's money coming in. So that's not next season. The payroll budget they've set at 38 million. I think we're ultimately probably going to push that a little bit, a couple million. Kind of see how that goes. We've got our facilities done. That's one thing we did get. We got both of our youth facilities here done. They're planning to expand the ground. We're still doing the training facilities there. It'll take 2 months. So with that in mind, I think I am going to also ask for another improvement to the youth facilities. And then I might ask for that's going to be the last one. We'll see what we can get there. So collective bonuses, about 675k. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. What we have for our teams down below: York lost in the final, played at Wembley, so they're still in the Vanarama National League. In the north, it is Altrincham did win the Vanarama National League North, so we're going to have 2 teams in the Vanarama National League, fortunately. So we don't get that League 2 ability to send guys down. All right, here we go. End of season review for the 2027-2028 season. The transfers in. the board, this is all for the board, so they like the fact that we brought in Graysick with the release clause, and fee release cost of 9.5. So if he goes anywhere, that's a good profit for us. They like the deal with Juan Jorge Montanez. I like it as well. 51 million if it was ever triggered. Okay, they like that one. Okay. A high ability level relative to the squad. Jebison is content. Okay. Even if his salary's on the high side, having that 32.5 triggered would be insane. So that was actually a good deal. Zach All was that a free transfer? Was that last year? What did we? Yeah, we brought him on a free transfer from Hull. That's right. Or no, he was at Arsenal. That's right. Okay. Bring in Santos for 2.5. Cade Gordon, that was a cheap one. Tonga, we'll probably have to deal him, but I think we're gonna play him more next season. Bukowski, I like it. Ulrich Bruce was a good salary relative to his actual ability. And the fact that he is injured is why he's having some issues. The transfer's out. This is probably where we're going to hit. Ben Knight, they like the 10 million transfer. Hasana, they like that. Okay, we released Kidmari and he went to Dundalk. So there's that. I don't think we were going to sell him for much in the first place. Quimina out to Linfield. Lewis Forney out for 4.2. That was actually good. Tom Payne, George Wickensley left to Bolton. Jacob Hamilton left on a free. What are our loans out? I think they're gonna be pretty happy. Good one for Halifax for Aston Griever. Musto went to TNS, who actually won the league. He had 11 goals off 28 appearances and 4 assists. Okay. Rosiak went to Peterborough for a little bit. We got 3.2 for Daniel Robinson. He had 14 appearances with 4 substitutions, 2 goals, and 3 assists. Kavanaugh with the Cambry. Okay. I thought it looked pretty good for the most part. Our best ones off loan were Drew Raw and Hindolo Mustafa here at Atrium, and then Edison Munoz had a good one at York, but ultimately couldn't get them promoted. Offered to the Sligo Rovers, which is in the Irish. And then over with Steve Thompson. These are all very good talents. Mustafa might be dealt. Is what I'm thinking. So in the Premier Division, we obviously are still in the Premier Division, which is nice, 14th. Finished 14th. Our average home attendance was 12,500, which is 92%. Top goal scorer was 15 goals. I think that's only because Montanez hasn't been here that long. Board is pleased with that B. What it looks like is Burnley, West Brom, and Luton will be relegated. The ones to make it into the league portions are Newcastle won the top of the table. Arsenal, Man City, and Chelsea took the Champions League slots. Liverpool takes the Europa League, and then the conference goes to Man United, and I think Tottenham as well. I'm not sure why that 7th isn't. I think someone won a cup game, maybe. We're knocked out by Stoke City in the FA Cup. We need to do better. The Carabao Cup, we were knocked out by Stoke City. We need to do better. Okay. Our 6-0 win over West Brom was our biggest win. Our match to remember is a 5-1 win over Bournemouth. And then the goal of the season was Castledean's, who he actually got second in the league for the best goal. Obviously, we're going to watch the goal. And I think we're going to go back to a formation that's more akin to this. Here's Castledean's goal. Right here, he just launched it in. It was a good one. So I think we're going to be playing a little bit more like that. Their current is still national, which is understandable. We've not been in continental competition, so why would anyone really think we're continental or world? So makes sense. No new sponsorships, no notable deals. Our sponsorship this year was 3.1 million over the 919K. Our broadcast revenue was insane, almost 100 million compared to the 3.4 million last year. That has really helped us kind of solidify the club right now. The corporate hospitality was down the 966K from the 1.2 million last season. Our competition prize money was 15.72. Most of that is from the league finish. The matchday commercial revenue was 763K as opposed to 1.09. We had 1.1 total merchandise sales with almost only about 100K of it being non-domestic. Following players, so Vale was the leading jersey with Archer, Jebison, Castledean, and Montanez. It's how we lined up most of the time. I think we are going to split into either something like this or with an attacking mid. We're going to be playing with the midfield up a little bit, I think. I think it's how we're going to play. We got no accolades this season. Fans player of the season was our goalkeeper because he did a lot of work. Hubert Graysick. The young player of the season, Jovan Machovic. Signing of the season, obviously Graysick. Goal of the season, Castine, we saw that. Top goal scorers, Cameron Archer with 15. Most assists was Vahid Mardani with 6. Most man of the matches was Figueroa with 2. Highest average rating was our keeper because we were in constant pressure. Most passes per 90 minutes was Santos. Highest transfer fee paid record-wise was Juan Jorge Montanez, and then highest transfer fee received was $10 million for Ben Knight. So talk about defying the odds. Wrexham didn't let a bad start keep them from reaching the sky this season. Wrexham overcame a poor start to go on and enjoy a very productive campaign. I think that really, that push after Christmas, where there was a point when we went like 4 out of our last 6 at home, it really solidified and helped us stay up, I think. This isn't a big thing until really later on the save, I think. So we're going to have some transfer notifications coming in, and it's going to be from Luton trying to empty a lot of their players. Here's our overall best 11. Graysick, there's Alfred Awalu, Hassana's in there, Jordan Davies, O'Connor, Oakley Booth, Mather, who is over at Burnley, who will likely be out of a contract. I don't think he'll agree to that. He could agree to that. Paul Mullen, Ali Palmer, and Elliot Lee. Elliot Lee is currently a general manager unemployed. Obviously, Palmer is our youth development guy. I don't think anyone is too old to have retired. Okay, how's Aaron Hayden? Aaron Hayden is at Exeter. Exeter is Skybet League 2. Okay. Channel we boosted Hull City. James Jones is at Inverness CT. Okay. Chris Maxwell is looking to retire. Okay. I think Dan Scar is looking. He's not actually going to retire yet. Your season review. I mean, we at least did something, but there's our season review. I don't know why this. There it goes. Hey, where's McFadden? McFadden is at Pat's Athletic. Bringing him back is probably not a big thing. Luke Young is retired. He's chosen not to coach. Anthony Ford has retired. But Ben Tozer. Ben Tozer did retire after having a stint at Notts County. Rob Layton also retired after leaving Wrexham. Matt Linden is currently a scout possibility. Okay. Here's our supporter profile. We gained 103,000 followers. Okay, we got 11,000 season ticket holders. So with that 100K, our Fairweather fans goes up. So what this means is not that we've lost fans. It is, I think, based on this number. So this is a breakdown of this number, I believe. The idea is more people joined Fairweather, which then decreased family, and that's how it goes up. So it's a percentage. Like, think of a pie chart, okay? This is your pie chart here. Think of you have all these core supporters, all right? And say your core supporters was here before. You had more fans come in that were core supporters, and it raised it here, which changes the percentage of supporters. But that doesn't mean you lost hardcore fans. It's just you gained more core fans, and you gained more fair weather fans as opposed to everything. So that's kind of how it works there. I like this pie chart, this is essentially a pie chart with a field, which is really cool. Supporter profile for next season: play entertaining soccer, get better of our rivals Chester if we play them, play more defensive, we're trying to play more direct, we're trying to play more counter-attacking, that's the only way we're scoring goals, get better of Shrewsbury if we play them, attempt to avoid relegation from the Premier Division. Okay, the board: play direct, counter-attacking, play defensive, grow the club's rep, that's what we're doing, work within the payroll budget, we're going to try to do that as best we can, and end of next season is attempt to avoid relegation. Okay, I will accept this. Can I negotiate something in? Oh, we can't actually do it. I'm just going to confirm it. Yeah, so we're going to confirm it. Our squad dynamics are going to be kind of messed with. The plans for next season: I'm going to say we're able to avoid a relegation this season. We're going to need to learn the lessons from it to make sure we're not embroiled in a similar battle next season. That's literally all I was saying. I literally was saying let's avoid relegation next season by using the ideas that we learned this season to avoid it next season. Killing me. You're killing me. So, notable strengths: we don't like goalkeepers who punch the ball. That could be bad at times. Jovian will probably get a more integral part. Tom Wilson, Bruno, Drefford, James, young talents. Mardani is a good option at right back. Okay. It's just Mardani is an absolute stud, it seems. Can't rush out. Not good at crossing. Picking among goalkeepers. Teamwork's bad. I mean, we have to slowly... What this tells us is we have a lot to work with up here, but we have much more to fix. All right, Conrad had that broken leg. That's the biggest injury portion. Everyone is out until June 26th, so a good month and some change. Deju Kaladakar has a couple of bids. And that is because they are being relegated. And that bid, is that really 300K? Okay. I'm actually surprised by that. I'm really surprised by that. Okay, Montanez making good development. Now, what I'm going to show you, we know the finances. I've asked to increase the facilities for the youth and everything like that. I've asked that. They are doing the whole building. I think facilities is a good thing to do. And the tactics of what we're going to play next season. So I think we're going to go back to this. And I think we are going to ultimately play like this. And I think we will have... Obviously, Paul Mullen's not going anywhere. Alford will likely be sold once that promise is good. Gore is likely out. I don't know what we're going to do with Ray, to be honest. I'm going to just send him straight down. Bruce... we might have to send him down because ultimately I think Munoz actually has his birthday soon. So he'll be 21. Egbos isn't till later. So Munoz will be... Egbo will be up at the Premier League, it looks like. Or no, Munoz will be. So that means... versus 19, he's going to have to go to the under 18s. No, he's going to have to under 21s. So we're good there. Let's see who is on the under 21s. Let's look at it by general info and age. So Spruce is going to have to be at the senior squad. When is James? James's birthday is literally soon as well, so he has to come up to the senior squad. Robinson has to move as well, and Munoz. Musto. He's already agreed to a new contract. Actually, Arujo will have to be at this. You're good. Egbo's good. Bruno is good. Thompson is good. Holford's good. Rios is fine, and that'll be everyone here. For the under 18s, I mean, it's probably just Woodford. He just turned 18, actually, so I'm gonna send McCarthy. Davis and James down to the under 18 squad. Okay. Wait. What are the rules here? Might change this up a little bit. Okay. You can't have two players over the age of 19. I think that's good. Okay. So that's that. Our dev center is kind of sorted at this point. With our tactics, we are likely going to do one of these. Santos needs to play. And that means Beige will play here. I think that's what we're going to do. So Gordon, Tonga, Jefferson, Figueroa, Davies, Jack. Okay, I'm good there. I will likely have a lot of these guys back out on loan or sold. Besides Munoz, Munoz is my keeper. I think a lot of these guys are going to be. Parejo is what? Vanarama National League player. We might send him down to an affiliate. Same thing with Blake. So this is what we're really going with. I think at the end of the day, that means we need. Now Archer might be one, but I mean, looking at his stats for this season, 15 goals, 2 assists, 1 man of the match. He has 15 goals on the season. I mean, the guy is probably going to be sold, to be honest. So we need a forward. Figueroa, I think, is a good guy that can come in and be a sub, but I don't think he is a guy that can come in and play consistently. So we need another consistent forward. I think with Bayless is likely also sold. So let's keep them on the bottom. So I think Bayless and Archer are likely sold there. Now Bayless does have a contract. and maybe we keep Bayless, but I think that's a change there. Jebison hasn't really hit the goal. 6 goals, 4 assists, 2 man of the matches. Thing is, he's consistent, and I think he could play better. So I think we'll see what he can ultimately do. Figueroa, Tonga will likely want to seek a contract elsewhere, which makes sense. So I think he is going to be out. We're keeping Palmo. We're keeping Zach All. Now, Awalu is one that we may move on from as well. 28. We'll see. We'll put him down the bottom. If someone actually moves to make a move for him, we'll make that. Andy Jack played okay, but I think at this point he is likely to be loaned out more than anything. We'll put him down at the bottom. We're going to have to fill a lot of these spots. Figueroa is a guy that'll be a sub. Jebison will be a sub. And then Cade Gordon, while not playing particularly great, I think he will also be a guy that's kind of feels a bit. So what does that mean? That ultimately means we have a lot of work to do in the summer transfer window. And what I mean by a lot of work, I am currently scouting literally so many players. So we have all the guys that are being released, which we're going to make plays on for 4. We have our future prospects, which we're going to take a couple of cracks at some players. We also have our loans. We have one guy that I'm particularly looking at from last time, so we might make a play here to get that loan. We have a couple of maybes, but who knows what we're going to do there. We'll have to see theirs. We have everyone from the relegated teams. Now, I have a couple of teams from Italy. I have the 3 teams from England. I also have a couple from like Ross County, and there's a couple that's stuck in here from Hull, things like that. So we're looking. The next thing I'm also going to look as places like Germany and France, possibly. We have our top 50 youngsters, which of course we are going to see what kind of constitutes with some of these players down here. Of course, I need to get some scouting reports of some of these down at the bottom, especially things like Milos Bogdanovic here, which we might make a play for. And then we have all of our yeses, which we have an abundance of players where I'm feeling great that we can make some plays on. So I'm fine. I think we can find some players that can fit the bill of what we want. I really do. It's going to be all on looking at who we have here in the default, making some actual decisions here, and then kind of branching out from there. If you don't know, my default list is the players that I'm going to look on first, or that I've tagged in the season that were particularly things I want to track quickly and for the specific transfer windows. And then from there, I kind of weed out the default. I go through all the other lists. I'll add them to the default if I want to add them there, and kind of keep an eye on them during the summer. And then at the end of the window, I delete everything in default and start repopulating it for winter. If there's anyone in there in the summer that I'm like, okay, their contract expires in winter, I'll keep them in here. Or anyone's like, oh, I'm intrigued, but I can't get them now, but I can get them in the winter, I keep them in here. And so that's how I keep my default list, pretty much as the key players I want to keep an eye on. So I do have some things like that. With us playing in this particular formation or in this, which it might be more of a It might be more of this, to be honest, where we have a deep lying playmaker and Castle Zions a box to box. That we play more like this, or we play with the defensive midfield. As of right now, we'll keep it as a defensive midfield, and we'll see. So at the end of the day, I think what we need to do is upgrade up here, maybe upgrade a little bit in defense. But I'm feeling good in some places, and other places I'm not feeling very great. So I think we need to ultimately figure it out. So I've kind of went through what I'm thinking on the transfers. So the next episode will definitely be the summer transfer window. So at this point, let's jump into the outro. It's a little bright in here. You can't see the little light thing because, well, the sun's out. So thanks for hanging out, guys. We have a lot of work to do in the summer. I mean, we got to fill, what is it? 2 positions. Likely a third if we want to, or anyone that is good, but 2 primary positions on the field. Then we have to fill with 7 other players, and then we need to sell probably 5 other players, and we need to get the other 10 or so that were on loan back out on loan to various spots, and we need to have a Joseph Awalu is kind of like the idea of maybe we sell him, maybe we don't. Kind of on the fence for that. And then Andy Jack definitely goes out on loan somewhere at this point. So I think we're in that transition period where we are at a Premier League level, but we're slowly transforming the squad to a Premier League squad to kind of compete with the likes of mid-table teams like Norwich, Everton, Wolves, Crystal Palace. Aston Villa is being at 9 is when like the cusp of things get harder with Leicester, Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle. Those guys at the top of the table, it's going to take us much, much longer. And I think what we also need to do is we need to go out, and I think we need to go play some games and have our training camp outside of Wales. I'm going to ask the board if that is possible, because I'm not sure if they would let us, but we need to get out and we need to expand our reach outside of Wales in general. And I think also what would be helpful is we bring in some players that are outside of England, because I think we have a good registration portion to where we can easily register players. So I'm not worried about that. But I think having like Montanez from Mexico, and I think also having maybe someone from the US, France, Germany, and we start mixing these in here, it might actually help our sales outside of England, and especially getting, I want to get a couple players from the US in that can obviously ball and go crazy. Because as of right now, we are on the Wales team, but as of right now, I'd like to see us actually expand outside of Wales. So thank you all for joining me. Go leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.